Guests tonight, Preity Üpala and Karith Foster.
All right, woo! Hey guys, welcome to the show. So Kevin, I just got on the internet and I went to the event and I can't seem to find how to get live on my phone. So I hope we got 8 viewers, so hopefully other people can find it. I wanted to share it, but anyway, so it's been a big week. We're dedicating the show, by the way, to my older brother who just passed, Scott F. McDermott. I love you, Scott. I know you're watching down on me now. I really appreciate everybody checking in tonight, and let's make this a fun show. So we got a big snowstorm on the way here in the Northeast. I've been in LA for the last 7 years, so I don't know if I'm ready for this, to tell you the truth. My blood is still thin. I'm still like I'm still like a lizard. You know what I mean? Lizard in the sun in LA, and I'm gonna freeze. My blood is gonna freeze. But you know, there's one thing I love about New York drivers, is that in a snowstorm, New York drivers know how to drive. You know, New York drivers, you'll be on the highway, they'll be going 75 in a blizzard, following the taillights behind them. They're fine, no problem, going 75 miles per hour, no headlights. They don't even care. You know what I mean? They're fine. LA, there's like a puddle in the driveway. An LA driver will go through that puddle, spin out, and kill their cat. You know what I mean? They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive. Like there's a cloud in the sky. Everybody slows down to 20 miles per hour. So at least I don't have to worry about that here. I know. Everybody says it's the oil that comes out of the pavement, and everybody's afraid of hydroplaning. But let's be honest, okay? LA drivers just don't know how to drive in the elements. Okay, let's be honest. So it's been a crazy week. I don't know. I got my ghost cup, by the way, today. I got the ghost cup. My cup also died this week, but I'm keeping it.
Its spirit remains.
It does, and there are spirits in the spirit.
All
right. So it's been So it's COVID dating. I can't figure out how to do it. I can't figure out how to do it. You know, you got to bring it like an oxygen meter with you, and a thermometer.
Have they tested cryogenics?
It's like, hi, yeah, sure, I'll make out with you, but first, here's a rectal thermometer, and put this oxygen meter on your thumb, on your finger, whatever works, and then we'll make out with masks on. If we have sex, it'll be through a sheet. You know, I don't know how to do it, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. What else has been going on? Just the crazy Tom Cruise news. How about that? Tom Cruise is yelling at everybody on the set. And you know what? People get upset at Tom. I call him Tom because I know him from the tabloids. And people get mad at Tom. Tommy, I like to call him. He doesn't like it, but you know, at least in my imagination, he doesn't like it. But I do it to rib him. But Tom Cruise gets on the set. He's on the set. Now bear in mind, this man is employing thousands of people. And all those people are eating at all the restaurants and all the places, and they're ordering and these guys are not obeying the COVID rules. In my opinion, I would yell at them too. I'm like, isn't this the most expensive movie ever made? He's shooting some of it in space, right? You don't want COVID in space. You'll explode, right? Doesn't it cause the blood vessels to open and stuff like that? He'll be in space all of a sudden. Hey, I'm feeling sick. Pop! All of a sudden, Tom Cruise has exploded all over the capsule. Okay, you don't want that. You don't want exploded Tom Cruise all over the capsule. Okay, but besides the fact that it's a mess, you know, I mean, come on. He's fun to watch. I mean, all his antics. I want him to jump on more couches and profess his love for women, even though he likes men. I want all this stuff to happen. I don't want to lose Tom Cruise. He's too much fodder for comedy, and to be honest with you, I like every movie he's done, almost every movie he's done. But you know, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. And we have some other stuff going on too. But let's make Kevin big. Let's make Kevin big. This guys, welcome Kevin. He's only got half a head.
That's okay.
It's disintegrated, but you know.
I'm excited about the exploding Tom Cruise float in next year's Thanksgiving parade.
Everybody flipped out on Tom Cruise for like you. That's my Tom Cruise impression.
He's Tom Cruise. He's okay to take it.
Dude. I'm sorry, but that dude. Did you see the last movie he did? He did all his stunts. He jumped across buildings with no protection, like not even a condom, and he
You don't know that.
You don't know that. No, but he broke his foot.
Yeah.
He broke his foot jumping across buildings, and he kept going with the scene. He's a badass. He's a badass.
It's an impressive career he's put together.
How was your week?
My week was great.
Yeah?
I have 6% more head this week than I did last week. How could it not be great?
It's growing back. It's growing back.
Just marching towards 100.
Yeah, I know, really. So have you learned to play that piano yet?
I have not. They're going to repossess it unless the market rebounds. So
that's a great way to lull the whole show, Kevin. That's all. Talk about taxes and yeah, that's great. That's just
it's my reality.
Screeching halt. I'm excited about our show tonight. We got two amazing women.
Yes.
Two powerful, strong, amazing, funny. God, it's just I can't even believe we're lucky enough to have them both on the show. I love them both. They're dear friends of mine, and I'm very excited about that. But before that, we got to be like idiots and do one of our segments. How about that, Kevin?
I'm in.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do the song titles, baby.
All right.
Failed original song titles.
You know, I really didn't believe you that you would look good dancing in silhouette with a wig like that, Kevin. That was really great. That was awesome.
Thank you. I'm an entertainer, Danny.
All right. So for those of you who don't know this what we're doing is a lot of song titles that you know today weren't always, they didn't just come up with that song title. They failed with a lot of song titles. For example, Single Ladies was originally Quit Being a Cow and Giving Away All the Milk. Wait, let's not jump. Wait, I gotta hold on. Let's soak in that one. I'm just picturing a milking machine now. Single Ladies was originally Quit Being a Cow and Giving Away all the milk. I don't just so you know, I didn't write that one. I want to be 100% clear on that.
It's old-fashioned.
I don't know. I think it could have worked either way. That song title could have worked. It might not have been as big. All right, let's go to the next one. My Humps was originally Hooteritaville. Hooteritaville. And it was originally a title that was suggested by Jimmy Buffett, if I'm not correct, or if I'm correct, right?
Had to be.
It had to be, right? All right, next one. Life is a Highway was originally I Need to Get Out of This Jurisdiction.
Sounds like there was also a felony.
It does, right? All right, next one. Endless Love was originally Ironclad Prenup.
It's a different take on the same story.
No, because think about it. You know, everybody talks about endless love and all these. We all know the reality about relationships, don't we?
3 years tops.
Right? Exactly. You need the prenup, especially if you're working at McDonald's.
There should just be a renewal.
Right?
No, and
there's too much pressure with marriage. There's too much pressure.
Should be like motor vehicles. You got to go in for an eye test. So make sure you got it all there.
Make sure you can still get it up.
Oh.
Hey man, we got to look at the woman's side too. You know what I mean?
That may be a negative for her.
You got to kick the tires. You got to make sure it works. Both people work. All right, let's go to the next one. Every breath you take was originally, can you just lean a ladder against the tree in your yard? That would make 4 a.m. a lot easier. That's a really long title.
It's either way you're stalking.
Do you remember back in the day before the internet? You remember that? Back when when you wanted to stalk a girl, you didn't do it online. You did it in a tree outside their front door. You know what I mean? And nobody even called the police.
No. No, but if they overshared then like they do now, you'd have stalkers tipping the ladder over and pulling down the shade. Show's over.
I sometimes I don't understand, Kevin, but I still laugh.
That's okay. That means it's working.
Please don't twerk. Okay, next one. Uptown Funk was originally Underarm Stank. Oh my God. That last one was great, especially since I wrote it.
3 a.m. in the club.
And now we're down to 9 viewers. Awesome.
All right.
Oh my God. We got one more. All About the Bass was originally All About the Bass because that is all about the bass. No trouble. Okay, you can twerk now, Kevin.
About that bass. About that bass.
Oh my God. So, I think that's the end of those.
Did you say there's 10 viewers? How many protest letters do you think that dance could generate?
Oh God, I'm hoping
6.
a lot. Oh wait, we got more. 8675309 by Tommy Two Tone was originally 1-800-867-5309, but he thought it would really cheapen the whole thing and downgraded the message.
It was right.
So it was originally a sex line. Is that what's happening?
It was at least teasing that.
Okay, all right. It's just not as romantic when it's a sex line. I mean, for you maybe.
Depends on the pricing.
What I Like About You by the Romantics was originally You're Warm. Originally, You're Warm, you have a tight grip, and you know how to dance. Oh, this is like a high school prom song. That's
the tight grip.
The Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams was originally the summer when I was too busy doing everything else but 69ing.
When you put it that way, it's harder to sing.
That's just depressing.
That's why it's harder to sing.
I used to sing that song. We Found Love by Rihanna was originally, we found the F key on the piano and stuck with it for 4 minutes.
It sounds like a political battle behind the scenes.
That is awesome. That is, I mean, come on. How many songs are like that? You know, if you sing, that's, I have a problem with a lot of the songs. Like if you hear your booty, like 50 times, you need some new lyrics. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I understand you're obsessed with the booty, but can you describe it a little differently maybe or something? I mean, God, it's just like too much, man, too much. All right, so I think that's the end of it. I don't know. I didn't look at the schedule today. Oh, no, there's more. Start Me Up was originally, you do not want me to drink that scotch. Oh, God, that reminds me of so many women I dated. It really does. You know when they have that one drink too many and that switch goes off, you know, they're like a perfect, they're like happy, like, yeah, everything's great. All of a sudden they have that one drink, they're like, what is wrong with everyone? Why isn't everybody paying attention to me? Spank me.
Drunk.
Cocaine was originally Bolivian marching powder. I hope this isn't too high class for everybody out there.
We're back to 11 viewers.
That's good. That's good. 11 viewers.
That's
I'm so proud. Hey, welcome, Susanna. Guys, this is our beautiful, lovely engineer, Susanna, who does all the magic to make this show look amazing. How are you, Susanna? I can't hear you, Susanna.
Hi.
Hi.
I am great. Thank you for asking. I am getting notifications that your privacy settings are making it so the public cannot see.
Seriously?
That is what I am getting.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
So you need to make it public.
Okay. Kevin, do your job and entertain people while I'm doing this.
I'm going to make Kevin full screen.
No pressure.
all right. Well, no, there is no pressure because until you make it public, it's not going to have a large audience. So, all right. So as we experience mild technical difficulties, we're going to have Danny back in just a moment. My head is now larger, but still only operating at 92% due to lighting and a green screen malfunction. My piano awaits my piano lessons and roughly 10 years worth of them before I can play it. And we do have just another moment. Danny will have the technical glitch taken care of, and we will be back in our typical splendor. We have an exciting show tonight, and I am looking very much forward to our guests and learning a little bit about what they have going on and having some fun and games with them. As well as I'm looking forward to Danny coming back and stopping talking. And I imagine you're all looking forward to me stopping talking as well. But until Danny actually gets this uploaded properly, that audience is going to remain in the teens. If he's... Are we all set?
Oh my God. All right. Is that working now? Is it good now? I knew I was going to screw this up.
That's all right.
You know what it is, though? My posts are never private. I don't know why Facebook started doing that. It started making my posts private, and I don't know why.
For whatever reason, it does occasionally. Once one switches, it stays that way.
All right. Well, Susanna, how are we doing now? Is it public now?
Rudy is saying people are trying to watch and it's not working. But I just sent him the link, and it says it's public. Karith shared it, and they're watching on her page. So
Right,
I say it's good. Let's continue. We have 15 people. We're good.
All right.
I knew I was going to screw this up.
We're good.
Although it's not me, it's Facebook.
We'll go with that.
Why would I ever post? I'm a public figure, man. Why would I ever make my stuff? Why would I ever make my stuff private? I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide.
You've propped that ladder against the tree for the 4 a.m. exit. Watch all you want, people.
Yes, all those stalking things were true. That was me as a teenager. I'm not going to lie about it. All right, so hopefully we got it going now. Susanna, just let me know because but we is it going good?
Did you make it public?
I did it on my page.
On the post. Did you make the post
on my posts on my page? Yes, but on the Danny McDermott show, I don't know.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Are they? He's saying no, but
no.
I blame Rudy.
No, it's not Rudy's fault. Rudy's trying. Rudy's doing everything. Guys, you're.
Okay. So Marianne says yes. Oh, hold on. It works. I left and came back to check. So
okay, it works now. But
we're good.
But Rudy's people are very important because he's put it out to 1.6 million people. So we need to make sure it's good for Rudy. Guys, this is what you call a 2020 show. It's a disaster.
That's okay.
This is what happens when you try to do a show in 2020. What was that, Steve? Okay. I thought Steve's one of my writers. He's here just hanging out and making fun of me.
We'll
So-
get it fixed. We'll get our
So
guests on.
Susanna, please talk to Rudy. Make sure everything's good, guys. Guys in the chat room, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We got 38 comments. All right, this is good. This is good. We're doing good. You know, there we go. We got 19 now. Now we're cooking.
All right.
Now we're
Let's have
cooking.
fun.
20. All right, we're cooking with gas now. This is more than we've ever had.
That's
19.
because this is going to be the best show we ever had, Danny.
Well, it will be. It will be.
We have great guests. It looks like we're good to go.
Oh, good. She put a thumbs up. So Rudy's good. Okay, good. So all of you guys who we blocked from seeing the show,
welcome.
Facebook did it, not me. Just so you know. All right, I think it's time to bring in our first guest now that everybody can be seen. So she is a thought leader, geopolitical expert, director of Omnia Institute, author, Hollywood producer, speaker, Dharma ambassador, Heterodox Polyglot, IBanker, she's visited 100 nations. So please welcome Preity Üpala. Hey.
Namaste, everyone. Namaste, Danny and Kevin, and to your wonderful audience. Thank you for having me again on your show.
Well, thank you for coming. You are awesome.
Welcome back.
Oh my God. I knew this was going to happen. I was talking to everybody before the show because my friend Rudy Claire, who, by the way, bought this camera and gave me this camera years ago, is helping out with the show tonight. I love him dearly. And we basically blocked the 1.6 million viewers that he advertised to with some kind of weird privacy setting on Facebook. So they probably all gave up by now. But anyway, there's 12 people. Hi.
Yay. Woo.
You look beautiful tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and I do too. So how are you?
I'm so well. I hope you're all good too. What a year it's been. What a week.
Oh my God.
It's not over yet. It's like every day it's another fiasco, right? Globally. And I'm just as somebody who speaks and writes on geopolitical matters. There's so much craziness going on all around the world. All sorts of leaders saying all kinds of funky things. So it's really interesting. But I'm blessed. I'm healthy. I'm happy. It's a big week for me because I have kind of interviews almost every day. But this Saturday I have 2 huge events that I'm hosting back to back.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this because I am a huge fan of one of the speakers you're going to be working with.
Oh, Deepak Chopra?
Yes, I've read some of his books. I've done some of his meditations poorly. I've been a big fan of his, seriously.
No, I love him. He's great, and he's such a great ambassador for Vedic philosophy and that sort of Indian culture and Indian spirituality, really, which he has kind of showcased to the world, and he's done a great job at it. So the first event is a fundraiser, and we're both speaking on it. We're raising money to set up a university hospital, which will be good because you'll have research going on as well as top doctors and a hospital where they can treat local patients, because that area, this is in India, it doesn't have a huge medical facility, whereas the rest of the country does. So that's good. And then the second one is actually a fundraiser where Tulsi Gabbard, the congresswoman from Hawaii, will be speaking, and I'm so excited as well to be hosting her. And she's the keynote. She's going to be speaking for a long time about politics and her spirituality, dharma, all that wonderful stuff. So we are very, very excited.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Maybe these medical guys could help Kevin get the back half of his head back. No, I mean, look, you're a person who wants to make the entire world come together.
Yes.
Who wants ultimately, no matter the politics, you want to raise spiritual awareness, make people realize that what is in your mind is what you're going to attract to you. And we all, I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, I made a decision, and I think I probably told you this. I tell everybody this. I made a firm decision to only surround myself with good people in my life. And I think, I mean, I know that's the reason you are in my life, the reason Kevin is in my life, the reason I've attracted such amazing people. And I think people get so caught up in their drama, that they don't realize they're perpetuating more drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. It's what's in your mind. You know, thoughts become things. Also, you attract who you are. So if you're attracting a lot of assholes, you got to ask yourself, what in you is the asshole? You know,
Kevin.
And you know, we are like a radio, you know, transmitter. We attract whatever matches our frequency. So if you're low vibration, that's what you'll attract. And people forget that this is in their control. I mean, there's a lot of things. I'm a big believer in destiny. I think there are many things that are predestined, written in the stars. It's beyond you. It's karmic, but it's not karma that you can even control. I think it's a bigger karma, deeper karma. It's sort of beyond the mind and the body's spectrum, right? So that will happen, that will unfold naturally as it does. But there is a part of your life that is under your control, and I think that's when you can choose to be a good human being, come from love, see that we are all you know, actually connected energetically. We are one. You know, this whole interconnectedness and oneness is a big thing. So although you know, politics does, you know, we have different politics. You know, people are so divided in the world, but beyond that, I think on a cellular level, or on a very, very deep level, we're all one. And I think we have forgotten that completely. So we need to get back to that point.
Yeah, the divisiveness. And it's funny because I got into I got into something a little bit with someone on Facebook yesterday, and I try to be very careful to not let that little demon in the back of my head, you know, jab at people, because that's what we all do. We have that.
Yeah, it's reactive.
Yeah, we have that little need to not only be right, but to jab someone, and because we feel like their view is stupid in some way. You know what I mean? And it's really a weakness to do that.
Yeah, true. And also, I think because of COVID, especially this year more than ever, because people have such little control on their external lives, the only thing they can control is their comments and their tweets. So I think everybody is engaged and immersed in the social media, and anything shows up that is slightly off kilter, they are attacking. And it's just sort of a subconscious, I guess, try to have some kind of power or control in their own lives, because the rest of their life is beyond them. They have no control and they feel powerless, I think. So this is the one area where they can control it, and they do have some kind of power. And if they, you know, hear or see something where obviously the person doesn't know what they're talking about or whatever, I think the people are doubling down on that and becoming a little like gotcha, or all of that. They're kind of rubbing it in your face, or if somebody disagrees with you, they are very offended, you know. So you have people reacting, I think, a little abnormally, because nothing else in their life seems to be working. So they're just kind of projecting it, I think, on social media, which is very, very sad. It's very venomous. You should see some of the hate out there, especially on Twitter, because, you know, people say whatever they want. The problem is there is censorship, but there isn't censorship across the board. So, you know, one team is getting censored and the other isn't. Yeah. And it's like so lopsided.
You know what though? It's they've got algorithms now that are getting everyone. Mm-hmm. And you know, like swear words or words that are derogatory, sometimes people are getting kicked off for, and the more times you get kicked off, the longer you get kicked off.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's a good thing in a way, because what it does is it forces you to go, wait a minute, if I say this the way I want to say it, I'm going to get kicked off. So maybe I have to really try to get my point across with real words. You know what I mean? And really describe what I'm trying to get across, instead of just like, you're an idiot and I'm right and just F off, you know, you brainless whatever. You know, you heard the word I was going to say.
I did.
You know what I mean? Because that's what everybody feels like. Here's the thing. People, in my opinion, people have to stop just thinking they're automatically right, and just stop. Because nobody's right in this world right now. Everybody's wrong in certain ways. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we don't know everything. Even the people even the investigative journalists, even the political experts, I mean, they know maybe more than the common person, but even they don't have the answers. There's no political pundit that knows it all. Nobody predicted any of this, right? So you have to have some humility, of course. And it's globally, it's like this. It's not just America, it's everywhere around the world. And also, it's not going to end anytime soon. There is so much coming. I mean, I don't know how much you're keeping up with the astrology, but 21st of December is this great big event happening in the sky where you have Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in Capricorn, and they are all going to be kissing each other. They're going to be on top of each other. It's like exact conjunction, I think, which is
it's like a celestial orgy.
Yeah, it's a planetary orgy, baby.
Will they planetary distance?
In Capricorn, which is very rigid, and it's a big deal, and that is going to. People are predicting all kinds of things. Some say it's a conflict. Some say it's going to be a war somewhere in the world. Some, obviously, there's upheaval, because Capricorn is the sign of the old way, the old structures, the old financial system, the banking system, the corporate structure, political system. So Pluto is the one that is the destroyer. So when it comes around, it destroys everything in its wake. And then Jupiter amplifies everything. So you have massive destruction. And then Saturn is very discerning. So you have basically very, very specific, massive destruction of the old ways that no longer serve us. And you can see there is so much that no longer serves us, right? So they will be upheaval on so many levels. But I think when there's such a strong planetary alignment, it's always manifests in an actual event. Like, that's how astrologers can predict earthquakes and tsunamis and all. You could see it's so clear when you look at the charts.
Really?
You look back. I don't know. There might be a conflict somewhere. It would probably be in the Middle East, I think, because that's such a volatile area. But you never know. It won't be America. I don't think so. But it'll be maybe American allies will be caught up in some kind of conflict with someone else. So,
well, what advice?
Brace yourself. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. I think mid next year we'll still be talking about everything that just happened. Yeah.
Well, the way I'm trying to look at it is, for me, and I hope that a lot of other people would be thinking the same way, is it's a time for growth. It's a time for self-assessment. It's a time for, it's just a time to like really take a deep look at yourself and what you really want in this life and what you really want in this world. And I don't believe that everybody in this world wants to fight and to have war and to hurt each other. I believe what everybody wants is love and the end to loneliness. We're all lonely right now, especially Kevin, and we want to, especially me too. But no, I admit it. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing. But I really think that, when you get the word love in your head, that's always the way to approach everything, because everything's going to be better no matter what kind of discussion you're having. If you just keep that word in your head, the word love, just see the letters. You don't even have to. You don't even have to. Just imagine there's a Post-it note on your head that says LOVE, and go into every situation with that.
Yeah.
And just keep thinking about that, and no matter what someone else's belief is, hopefully you will listen to each other, and even if you disagree, still love each other.
Yes, come from love, and also remember, this is a paradigm shift. As bad as it all looks and feels, it's perfect. It's a divine orchestration. It's karmically perfect, and you just have to trust that the universe knows better. And we go through these phases. The world does, the planet does, nature does. There is absolutely a reset happening in so many ways. But know that at the end of it, we are going to come out of it alive. I think birth and death are part of the cycle of life, and maybe pre-COVID we just didn't pay attention to it, but it's a very natural part of human existence, right? So I think it's forcing us to maybe look at the concept of death more seriously. What is it? Do we really die? I mean, the soul doesn't, from a spiritual perspective. So, and we are not the mind and the body anyway. We are the soul that lives within. So in that way, we never die, right? So you have to look at these things differently, and maybe look at it from a more metaphysical point of view, because that's very comforting. I think if you look at it from that perspective, then you're detached, you surrender to the flow, and I think all of this is Maya, and especially in Hollywood, it's all Maya, it's all illusion. So you have to don't get caught up in the Maya. Everyone does. It's so easy to do that. Just detach yourself and look at it like outside in, and you'll see it's all love. And you'll see that it's all fine. And years from now, we will look back, I think, and maybe I think the world might be a better place in some ways. I know that the next 10 years are going to be very, very volatile.
Whoa, 10 years.
And
Slow down.
financially as well.
I don't want to hear 10 years of pain. No.
No, we won't be matched up for 10 years. But no, even I was listening to this famous astrologer yesterday from India, and she was saying, next 10 years, planets are very tricky. But you need that. There's going to be a weeding out of bad seeds, and bad people and bad governances. And, there's a lot of rogue elements are going to be wiped out. Some countries might get disintegrated, but they're problem actors anyway. So there is going to be conflict. There is going to be war, border conflicts, all of that bloody stuff. But they will be the triumph of the good over the evil, for sure.
Sounds a lot like my past relationships.
It sounds to me like she's telling us to get the large pizza.
All right.
And I will.
So as a comedian, I think part of the solution is to have fun and be funny, and stop taking everything so damn seriously and enjoy it. So we've got a segment we wanted to do with you.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
This is going to be a fun one.
Woohoo.
Idaho or insanity?
Ooh, go Idaho.
So I don't know if that fully describes what we're about to do. It was definitely weird, and I love it. But what we're going to do here is wait before you bring up the banner. What we're doing is we're coming up with news stories, and we have to decide. And I to be honest with you, the writers did this, so I don't even know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Are these real news stories? In other words, are they Idaho?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they insanity? Are they not true?
Okay, let's go for it.
All right, let's do it. Number one, the post office had to change its regulations on what could be sent by mail when parents actually mailed their kid to see her grandparents, because they didn't want to pay her high train fare. Wow.
When
They
you say
mail-
mail their kids, you mean actual put them in a box?
Apparently, they mailed their kid.
So it sounds ridiculous, but I think maybe so they don't want to put them on a train, but maybe they want to put them in a courier.
I mean, I feel like you know.
I think it's legit. I think this is not made up. I know the wording is weird, but I think there was a cheaper way to travel than the train, which involves the postal,
Right. But to save money, I mean.
Well, couriers might be cheaper than trains. I don't have.
They'd have to but to save
maybe
money,
it's free.
They'd have to send them like not even first class. They'd have to send them economy, and that's got to be.
I mean, it sounds so bad.
uncomfortable.
Now that I read it, I'm like, come on, this can't be true.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's Idaho, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, yeah. Remember, we're talking about Idaho.
You pack the kid in bubble wrap, and that's a toy when they get there.
Yeah, they're just popping it.
Play with bubble wrap.
I'm going to say it's true because they're saying the post office had to change regulations. One person tried something stupid like sending their kids on a courier carriage or something. I think that's what happened because they're saying that they changed regulations. So somebody tried something that wasn't smart and the post office was forced to do something about it. So I think it's Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like an Idaho parent to me. I'm going to go with Idaho too. What do you think, Kevin?
I actually, not only do I think it's Idaho, but I think the next year the kid complained that they couldn't travel. You mean I can't go FedEx?
Oh.
Ready? All right, let's see. What is it? It is!
Yay, it's Idaho. Okay,
right.
See? That's good.
They tried to send their child through the mail. A 6-year-old girl named May was mailed from Grangeville to Lewiston, a little over an hour's drive by modern car. The 48.5-pound package was just shy of the recently instituted 50-pound limit. So they must have made her lose weight for this.
That's hysterical.
They made her. This is like an exercise routine, just to lose enough weight to be sent.
There's a cake at your grandparents' house. You'll gain it back.
No, but then she can't come home.
Maybe that's the idea.
In 1917, there were no provisions specifically prohibiting the sending of a person. The postage total was a paltry 53 cents in stamps, which had been attached to the girl's coat. Oh my!
Well, they were nice enough to pay postage. They're very honorable people.
Here, hold on, honey. Here you go. Let me take
this. That's so cute that they paid for the postage. I think that's very honorable.
She traveled the entire distance to Lewiston in the train's mail car and was delivered to her grandmother's home by the mail clerk on duty. Wow.
It's a good ending.
That is a great find. Oh my God.
Great story, actually.
Yeah. I've got great writers. That's amazing. All right, let's see what the next one. A man's unique proposal went viral this summer when he spelled out the following proposal to his girlfriend in her backyard with about 200 netted gem potatoes borrowed from her father's potato warehouse. Olivia, will you marry me? She was delighted and said yes, but thought he was bringing her outside to give her a puppy. Okay, see, that looks, with the picture, that's got to be true.
That's got to be true, yeah.
We should not show the picture because it gives it away.
I'm going to give the same answer I gave last time. I think it's true, and I think she's still disappointed, and he also has to get her a puppy.
And these are Idaho potatoes, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think they mailed the puppy, Kevin.
That's a...
Or they mailed the bride.
And they taped potatoes to the puppy.
Okay, so we know it's true, right? Is it true? Let's see.
I think it's got to be.
It's got to be true.
Got to be.
Oh!
See, I'm like, why are they giving you a photo? That's dodgy.
Wait a minute.
I think the photo was to mislead us.
Did my writers actually go out in their backyard and do that potato thing to fool us? Is that what happened?
It happened in Canada. Okay.
Oh, it happened. Oh,
I should have recognized
but not in Idaho.
Potatoes.
Not in Idaho. All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. Faced with the difficult task of repopulating areas where their unique habitat building skills were needed, Idaho Fish and Game officials threw dozens of beavers out of a plane.
I don't get
On
it.
the shores of Payette Lake are crates full of beavers, part of a shipment to be dropped in the primitive area by parachute from an airplane. A conservation officer runs suspension ropes through the beaver drop box. The drop crates are loaded into the airplane. The plane makes a careful approach, ready for the drop. Now into the air and down they swing, down to the ground near a stream or a lake.
I just want to know what the
The
beavers are
box
thinking
opens,
this all
and
time.
a most unusual and novel trip ends for Mr. Beaver.
He
That-
seemed happy.
Yeah, I'd be happy to get out of a box if I was.
I want to go in. I want to be parachuted out of a box. It sounds like fun.
It's got to affect the food chain too. Like the moose used to be in charge, but then beavers from the sky, I think they take over.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
oh my
sky
God!
beavers take over wherever you drop them. That's my belief.
So they were sent there to populate the place. Okay.
And build dams, you would think. Stop rivers from rivering.
Good for them. They're having a good time. I think it's Idaho for sure.
Well, it's definitely true. Okay, there
It's
you
true,
go.
but is it in Idaho? I think that's the question. Yeah.
We don't need to guess. Yeah, it's all right.
I think Idaho. Yeah.
It is Idaho.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay. All right.
In 1948,
Wow.
four small wooden boxes held aloft by parachutes drifted down slowly into the Frank Church Wilderness region. Each box had air holes, thank God, and contained a pair of beavers.
Oh.
A pair of beavers. No beavers were I thought it said insured for a second. Injured. And all of them went on to build dams, make more beavers, and generally do whatever the beavers do.
I think that's so cute. That's
Loosely
really
what I
cute.
said.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's insane. Beaver.
Go Beavers.
That's actually how I first saw Idaho.
And they had Jumbo Drop. They should have Beaver Drop, the movie. Of course, that was a movie in the porn channel. Anyway, I'm guessing. Kevin was in it. Next one. A couple in Idaho made their wedding memorial by adding a pair of cows to their wedding party as their ring bearer and flower girl. That's got to be true.
That's very believable. Come on.
No, false.
You don't think it's true?
I don't think it's true.
Oh, it's in,
That was in another town, maybe. Okay.
we've heard of wedding vows, but as far as we know in Idaho, there haven't been wedding cows. Okay.
No bride is going to agree to up the likelihood of stepping in shit on her path to
Aw.
wedded bliss.
No, but at least if any of her bridesmaids calls her a cow, that should be like, no, look right over here.
That's the real cow. Oh.
All right. In an attempt to curb weed-loving thieves who kept taking them, Idaho transportation officials replaced both 420 mile markers on the U.S. Highway 95 with signs saying 419.9. That sounds like L.A.
Oh, that's so funny. Wow.
For those of you who don't smoke weed, 420 is the date where weed is celebrated. Why is that again?
It started with a high school in California. Not that I know anything about this, but that was the time of day that a specific group would get together to indulge, and they
Oh.
became known as the 420 Club, and then that spread from there. But I'm just
Good
guessing.
story.
I mean, that definitely sounds like something college kids would do.
All right, I'm going to say it's false, and I'll tell you why I'm going to say it's false. I don't believe that there is a stretch of Idaho long enough to support a 420-mile highway. It would be north to south because Idaho is a long state north to south,
Ah, okay.
but I don't believe it's that long. So I'm going to say it's not true of Idaho, but true of every single state that has a highway that's got a 420-mile marker.
Yeah, I'm going to say false too. I'm going to guess it's a different, because you convinced me, Kevin. I think it's a different state. Probably.
I'll say it's Idaho. A lot of funny things happen in Idaho. So.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay, so it happened. So they were wow.
but Washington. Oh my God, they did it. That's crazy.
Wow,
That's
good
hysterical,
for
and-
these. I think the officials are really very proactive in Idaho.
Shocked
know,
it didn't
right?
happen in Texas and California.
I just want to know how many times they stole those signs to get them to change it.
And
I mean,
that's
printing.
actually,
How much does a printing for those signs cost? It's got to cost some money.
Expensive.
you know,
Yeah.
now I'm sad because I've actually been to Coeur d'Alene.
Now I wish I stole some
I've
of them.
driven through. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of the most beautiful parts of the country you'll see
Wow.
is Coeur d'Alene. It's a beautiful lake set in the mountains.
Oh,
It's
I've heard so many things
majestic.
about Idaho.
You-
I really
you-
must go there.
You come around a bend and it's just there, and it's magnificent.
All right, since most of your highways don't cover more than 400 miles of the markers, you're right.
I would have thought Texas, maybe Alaska.
Coeur d'Alene are unique. I tried to pronounce it when the pronunciation was right there. Are unique and had to be replaced numerous times after thefts by supported sticky-fingered stoners. Washington and Colorado soon followed with their own markers after a rash of similar thefts.
Wow.
I believe that. I believe that 100%.
I think if the
All
show
right.
viewership goes up in places where there's a 420-mile marker, I think the viewership will go up and the signs will come down.
So Preity, before you go, or you can hang out, but we want to know what. Tell people about where they can find you and when are these speaking engagements?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Firstly, thank you for having me on your show. It's so much fun. This Saturday, I think if you go to my Facebook or Twitter, the Preity Effect and Facebook page, I have lots of posts. I think the link is there too.
It's right on the bottom.
Yeah, and
Going
please check it out. And you can find me all on Instagram as well, on YouTube and so on. So,
yes. Your
this is
soul,
the second appearance as well.
what do you call him? Your soulmate bear? Is that what you call him?
Adonis.
Adonis. That's
Bear
awesome.
humbug.
That's awesome.
So thank you so much. And guys, great to connect with you and hope to see all of you again and hope to be on your show again.
Of course you will. You're the first person to be on twice.
Always a pleasure.
Ooh, I feel so special.
That's how much I
And
love
you are.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, namaste. Bye.
Namaste. All right.
She's
That was
great. Yeah, always a good time.
awesome. I always
And-
love having her on.
I'm excited for our next
Preity,
guest.
if you want to stay till the end, we do have one more segment we can do with both of you guys. But we've been running late, so I do want to bring on our next guest.
Looking
She's
forward to
another very close friend of mine. She's a comedian as well as her name is Karith. She's featured in 2 hit documentary films, Can We Take a Joke and No Safe Spaces, which have garnered accolades in the Washington Post and Time magazine, as has her TEDx Talk. Please welcome, Karith is the author of You Can Be Perfect or You Can Be Happy, a top 15 bestseller on Amazon. Please welcome Karith
right.
Foster. Let's hear it.
Hi there.
So sorry you had to wait so long. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to jump in so badly. All those things were really great. And I kept having tidbits to share with you that I'm like, oh, I know why there's 420 and I know why this is this. And
Tell us about the 420.
so 420, actually, it does have to do with being high, but not the high that is associated with high. Although that happens, but it's actually 420. It's 420 a.m. That is when you have the highest, greatest connection to source, to God.
Really?
Yes. Because there's the least amount of traffic, right? Or you know how we were talking about, you're talking about energy and how we send out these signals and, because everybody's up and bustling in the middle of the day and even early in the morning where they're getting ready for work. But at 420, it's peaceful and quiet. But 420 in the afternoon is also a very good time to just kind of take a siesta like they do in Europe. And just kind of chill and calm down, but it also is, a little time for some shaking and baking.
I've often heard Jesus was the Most High.
There you go. There you go.
That must explain why I have to get up at 4:20 every morning to go pee.
That's
It might, my friend. And while you're there, you might as well be like, okay, God, what are you trying to tell me?
Oh my God! It's right now. There's 11 people watching with 11 emojis. 1111. How crazy is that?
That's unanimous.
1111. I always notice that stuff. Anyway, so So we've got a huge following of 11 people right now. Your book. Let's talk about your book.
Yeah.
You sent it to me when I was having a tough time, and you wrote this beautiful inscription in here. I'm not going to read it because I don't have my reading glasses on me right now, but it's a
Join the club.
Let's see. I love how long we've been friends. Thank you for making the world a better place with your talent. May you always find the funny, and may you always choose happy. Love, laughter, Karith. Thank you for this.
You're so welcome.
You're such a wonderful person. You really are.
Thank
I've
you.
always been grateful to know you.
Thank you.
So tell us about the book and tell us how you came up with it. And
well, like you said, we know each other from our comedy days, right? And
yeah.
I think we've all had these lifetimes, and we've reinvented ourselves over so many different arenas, from acting to being in the media. You know, as an on-air TV and radio personality with Imus in the morning, and you know, other things. I did Best Week Ever and Comedy Central, all that stuff. And I never thought I was going to be an author, just like I never thought I was going to be a comedian like that. I was supposed to be like Oprah. I was supposed to be a journalist.
Okay.
But, you know, life has a funny way of kind of shifting things for you. And I actually wrote this book. It was right after the idea came after I had my first child. And I was in just kind of a new mom tailspin, and I was beating myself up mercilessly. I share about it in the book, why, but and a friend of mine said, you know, Karith, listen, you can be happy or you can be perfect. I choose happy. Yeah. And while the heavens should have opened up and a chorus of angels should have sung, it was just a nice thing for my friend to say, who was trying to offer me comfort. But it always stayed in the back of my head, you know, and I juxtaposed it. You can be perfect or you can be happy. And then it dawned on me how much of my life I've spent trying to be perfect, the perfect friend, the perfect daughter, the perfect actress, the perfect employee, the perfect girlfriend, the perfect student, the perfect whatever. And realizing that there really is no such thing as perfect. It's an illusion, right? Like you all were talking about with Hollywood and almost everything else around us. It's an illusion. And yet, what was that costing me, this idea of trying to achieve perfection? It was costing me time. It was certainly costing me opportunities because I was missing out on things. So I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough for that, or I'm not perfect enough to try out for that, or whatever. It cost money, and it cost me joy and happiness. And when that clicked for me, I realized, you know, I'm not the only person who needs to hear this. And it truly was like divinely inspired. I mean, I wrote this book, most of it between 3 and 5 in the morning on my phone.
Wow. I mean, that's as a comic. I mean, you have very little time. To be honest with you, I've been doing it. God, I've been in the business I used to run those shows in New York. I've been in the business for 30 years. I didn't even try to get a late night talk show or any of that stuff. I don't know why. I just always liked doing the work and working on my art. And I never did all the things to try to promote myself. Like, I don't know how you did it. I envy your drive to be able to do that. My drive has always been to just get on stage and do more shows and write more stuff. And the business of it always bothered me. You know, and things only started to click more for me when I decided to surround myself with only good people.
Yeah, that's important. And listen, don't think that I, wasn't hesitant. I mean, if I had my way, this book, I'd still be writing this book and editing it and trying to make it perfect, right? Like, this is a perfect example of your mess is your message. And my doing this and getting it out there, I mean, yeah, there are misspellings in there. I even had 2 editors. You know, there are things that could be correct. There's some things that maybe got left out a little bit, but it was, I was speaking with one of your producers earlier and talking about why, how it's so important that it's not that I'm not scared or I don't have fear in my life, but what overrides the fear is my wondering, what if I don't do this? What if I don't go for it? What if this opportunity doesn't come around again? And I've had those experiences. I share in the book about, getting a call from Comedy Central. My manager, you remember Marty Fisher?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Got a call from Comedy Central, and they wanted me to sit on the dais and be on the roast for Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh,
who's
wow.
a dear friend. And I was a young comic at the time. I mean, I think I'd only been doing it five and a half years.
That's a huge opportunity for you were only doing it for 5 years at that point?
Yeah. And I made the mistake of asking other older comics, like, you know, because I'm like, I don't even have my, you know, my 45-minute A-list yet, you know, that set. Yeah. I'm not a national headliner just yet. But all of these things, right? All of these things that I let expound in my head to keep me from saying yes. And I ultimately turned it down. But I also had a lot of other comics who were like, you know, you only get one chance to make a first impression. And, you know, and I let that get into my psyche, not thinking like, oh, they're probably like, oh, maybe a little jealous that they've been in this game 15, 20 years.
Absolutely.
And like hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah.
So I said no. And I like, of course, you know, I felt terrible about it, but I was like, oh, well, I want to, you know, I'll get another chance again. It'll happen again. Well, so the moral of the story is I'm in LA. I don't know if we like were over there at the same time with each other, but I'm in LA recovering from my IMUS gig, and I see Jesse Joyce share on Facebook that he got a writing gig for Comedy Central, and I was like, oh my God, that's great, you know, because we're always happy for when we see other comics get something because we know how hard this business is.
Unless they're an asshole.
Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'll let you.
You're like, oh man, really? That guy's so
right?
good.
Really, that bitch got that? What? But I remember being like, wow, that's so great. Like, congrats. And so I wrote him. I'm like, what show are you writing for? He goes, well, I'm not really writing for a show. I'm like, well, what are you doing? He goes, I'm writing for the roast. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're what? I go, you're writing for the, and that's when it hit me that if I had said yes, I wouldn't have been alone. I would have had support.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would have had, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been all me. And that was, I needed a lesson that big so that every time another opportunity came that I was a little intimidated by or scared of, I still said yes. And because I do that, because I've done that, I've had like this amazing life and career and success. And even when I had no idea how it was going to happen, something always came my way, whether it was the finances or a mentor or you know what I mean? Whatever it was I needed, it came to me because I put myself out there with that energy of the yes.
So you're saying watch Yes Man. I love that movie. I love that movie. You know, that's, by the way, the roast, that's how Amy Schumer got on the board.
Lisa Lampanelli too.
But Amy was a very new comic when she got I remember that. She hadn't been doing it that long when she got on the roast.
Well, she did Last Comic Standing, and that's what put her on the map.
Right, but she hadn't been, but how long has she been doing stand-up?
Not that long. I remember like, you know, talking with her and like offering tips and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. She
was very young, yes.
Yeah, it was funny because I remember everybody's going, wait, is that Amy Schumer on the roast? What? I just saw her at an open mic the other day, you know? But yeah, but that's the thing. See, a lot of comics don't know that. They've got writers to help you. They got everything. They want the show to go good. So
we don't see the stuff behind the scenes. You know, a lot of times. I mean, you know, having been somebody who was in journalism before my comedy career, and that's why I'm not in journalism anymore, because I saw what was going on behind the scenes, and it was very disconcerting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's all about marketing now, right? It's all about
it's about sensationalism. It's about, you know, getting the numbers. It's about, you know, making the money. It's and you know, keeping your audience. So you know, letting people live in their echo chambers, whatever that echo chamber is, and perpetuating this division and this, you know, polarization that we have, because it you know, that fuels the machine.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Danny went away. Kevin, it's you and me.
All right. So, and Preity, there you go.
There you go.
I don't know if Danny ran out of power.
So interesting.
But here we are again.
I was going to say, Preity, I love what you're saying about the energy and how we are these transmitters. And yeah, I've just started learning a little bit about Vedic astrology.
Oh, wow. I'm a Vedic astrologer. I'm a Jyotisha. Yeah.
I was introduced, I've been watching a lot of Gaia Network, and I was introduced to Simon Chikoisky.
Oh, I know Simon. I know him as a friend. Yeah, that's interesting.
Really? He has turned me on to some amazing things.
Yeah, and he's a very good he's a very good teacher and a very good practitioner. Yeah.
I can't wait to like actually meet him one day. And I don't know if you'll be the conduit, but he turned me on to waking up in the morning and watching the sunrise.
Oh,
And
wow.
that has been transformational for me. And I've only been doing it like a week. I mean, my physical like appearance has changed from just doing that. Like it does something for the pineal gland. It does something for the third eye. It's wonderful.
Can I get up and watch it?
That's the real Surya Namaskara, you know, because Surya is the sun and it gives all light and life.
Well, can I get up and watch it and then go back to sleep? Does it work that way?
Absolutely.
Can you do that?
Totally.
Okay, because that's what I'd like to do.
Stay awake and listen to the birds.
So before I got disconnected, I forgot what the heck was happening. Anyway,
We were talking about saying yes and putting yourself out there.
Saying yes, it's very important. You know, this show, I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been pushed by people. You know what I mean? And when this, when the whole COVID hit, and I started staying with Steve here, my buddy here, I couldn't perform. I couldn't do karaoke. I had to do something. And so I started doing the Living in Corona shorts, and it got the attention of a lot of people. A lot of people. I was shocked. Alan Zwiebel watched a couple of them, loved it. We've become connected now because of that. I got a gig at a big theater in February, doing, you know, they wanted me to headline, but I was like, well, why don't I middle, because I haven't done comedy since March. Let me warm up, and I'll middle. And now it's in the festival. It got into the Las Vegas Silver State Film Festival.
Amazing.
It's an official selection, which is cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I just found that 2 days ago. So
because you said yes.
I did. Well, you know what it is? My boss, he just did a documentary about about the women in India and how they have this one woman, it's called Pink Belt, and this one woman decided that she wanted to fight all of this. There were so many rapes and there's acid attacks and all these things, and so she decided to break the Guinness Book of World Records by teaching over 7,000 women self-defense in one venue outside at one time, and she broke the Guinness Book of World Records. So he's got this thing going on, and he goes, I love your shorts, that not your underwear, your shorts that you shot. And he goes, this is how I entered into festivals. And I go, all right. And I'm looking, and it's like every one, it's like $30, $40, and I'm like, that's hundreds of dollars. He goes, just do it. And I said, all right. I did it, and now the first one, it's in. It got selected. So
wow,
you're right. You talk yourself out of entering stuff. You talk yourself out of doing stuff. I've done it too many times. Last Comic Standing, when it was early on, when Barry Katz was still working there, they told me they wanted me to go and audition. I said, oh, great. And all my friends were getting appointments. So I was like, great, I'm going to get an appointment. They're like, no, you got to wait online. And I'm a young, cocky comic, and I'm like, I got to wait online? I'm not waiting online, you know? And I didn't. And so I just didn't do it. Months later, I was in LA, and I called Barry, and I went through 2 secretaries to get to him, but Barry picked up the phone, to his credit. Barry's always been good to me. And he goes, I go, Barry, I'm in LA. I'm going to be performing at this club. He goes, yeah, that's great, Danny. I noticed you didn't audition for Last Comic Standing. And I was like, oh, he's a producer on it. And out of the thousands of people, so basically what I realized was they wanted to put me online so that they could put the camera on me waiting online. And it could have gone a lot further. So I always regretted that. And there are plenty of moments like that. And so to your point, yeah, if you don't say yes, you're never going to get anywhere. You know, we make up millions of excuses why not to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I say. You got to stop the excuses. And the excuses are a dime a dozen. I mean, we have a really good friend, Carol Montgomery, who's in her like 60s now. and
Yeah.
now has a Showtime running series because she didn't stop. And she could have had every excuse. Oh, I'm a woman. I've been in the business forever. I actually talk about her in my book. I feature her as like, somebody who I admire because she didn't stop. She didn't stop with the excuses.
See, I'm so glad you're on the show because I needed to hear this right now. I think everybody out there should heed that advice.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. All right. So now that you're both on, we're going to do this. The next, this is going to be a fun one. This is one we came up with, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know what it is, but I know the idea. So let's roll this.
Motivational or McConaughey. All right.
So fun.
So the whole point of this one, we got to have music to that next time. But the whole point of this one, that's my horrible Matthew McConaughey impersonation, by the way. So the whole point of this one is you've got to guess if this is a motivational quote by a motivational speaker, or is it Matthew McConaughey?
Wow.
Which he's kind of become kind of a motivational speaker. But all right, let's see what we got. I want to read it in his voice, but quality questions create. No, I'm not going to do it. Quality questions create a quality life. Successful people ask better questions, and as a result, they get better answers.
That's tough.
I can hear him saying that. And the reason I say that, and literally I can hear him saying it, because my husband and I just listened to his book on his audio book of Green Lights.
Ah, I just downloaded that. I haven't.
You'll enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
So we have to guess if this is his quote or somebody else's, right?
Right, exactly.
I think it's his quote.
I'm gonna say it's Tony Robbins. I'm thinking Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Tony Robbins one to me. What do you think, Kevin? With your half a brain.
Actually, I'm gonna say McConaughey.
Are you?
I am.
You see, I've always been the rebel. All right. Yes.
Very good. Very good.
go.
Tony Robbins. He has great quotes.
I swear to God, I didn't know this. I haven't even read it. The writers are going to hate me for saying that, but I haven't read it. No, but I met Tony Robbins. He's huge. His hand engulfs my hand. I mean, he's a giant. That's funny, man. He's a great guy, though. I've been to a couple of his motivational things hungover.
Did you walk on fire?
I'm a fire walker.
Are you?
I've done it, yes, in Sydney.
Oh my God, I've never done that. I've always wanted to, but then again, I haven't wanted to. It's scary.
It's a great experience, yeah.
All right, what's the next one? Life is a series of commas, not periods. That sounds like Christopher Walken.
It's not his quote. It's not Matthew's quote.
Yeah, that sounds like Christopher Walken.
I don't think it's Matthew. I can see him saying it, but I don't think he said it first.
Do you guys realize that Christopher Walken, when he takes a script, he removes all the punctuation? He literally.
I love Christopher Walken.
Yeah, that's why his cadence is so much more unique than any other actor.
I'm going to say McConaughey.
I'm not. No.
Okay, very
Is it
good.
really?
Okay, good quote.
There you go.
It does sound now I hear his voice. Yeah, it does sound like that. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. That sounds like a pervert.
Someone else. It doesn't even sound good.
In a gentle way, you can shake the world. That's got to be McConaughey.
I'm going to say McConaughey.
I don't even understand what that means.
But I feel
and he probably said it.
Wow.
What? Oh, that makes sense now.
He has great quotes. Gandhi had some of the best quotes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It actually upgraded the quote to know that Gandhi said it.
Yeah, because once he knew it was Gandhi, I'm like, oh, now I get it.
Right. You're so gentle.
We didn't get it before, but then when it says, oh, God, now I get it. I still think Gandhi has murdered a few flies because I think flies are reincarnated assholes. I really do. I just don't think I don't think could have the patience. You know, to be saying.
And he wasn't a Jain. Jains don't hurt. If he was.
I could see him carting the fly outside and letting it go.
All right, next one. The best advice comes from people who don't give advice.
That's good advice.
That is a great statement.
It really is. It really is.
And it's not Matthew. I think it's too deep.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to say it is. And
Yeah,
I'm going to say
it
he
is
just
too. I'm gonna-
accidentally reached that depth.
Yes.
There you
Hey,
go.
all right. He's deeper than I thought he was. All right.
You know what? We all make fun of him, but I mean,
He's really come to his own, I think. I think this is the real him that it's always been. And for the first time, he's showing his real self, which I like. And he's much more profound than he ever let on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I mean, he was
interesting.
just a pothead with his shirt off most of the time, banging bongos, and it was just what it really was he didn't care about the limelight. He just wanted to live and enjoy life. But now he's taking a more proactive stance.
Yes.
And his drive, he's gained more drive. I think he was blessed to get into the business. Much easier than most of us have had to work. But I'm not saying he hasn't struggled. I don't know, but I know he had a pretty easy streak going for a while. Yeah. All right, next one.
You'll listen to his book. You'll hear him talk about it in his book.
Yeah, I'm gonna
be
definitely.
pretty moved by that.
Was I right though? Was I close? Karith?
About what?
About what I was saying about his career?
Well, I think he did get in, but he also got kind of typecast. And there was a point in his career when he was like, I don't want to play these roles anymore. And I'm going to tell everybody who's putting me out there that I want to make a shift. And that was really kind of laying it on the line, like we're talking about, because not everybody's going to accept you. It's like a lot of these actresses. Remember when like Carrie Russell cut her hair? The girl
Yeah, I was so upset.
Lost their shit.
Love her.
I was so upset. All right. So next one. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. That's a great quote.
Not McConaughey.
Not him.
And,
Not
and
McConaughey.
you know what's funny? That's exactly what I was talking about COVID. I basically said that exact thing. So I'm going to say it was me.
Oh, wow.
Einstein.
Same thing. Me, Einstein.
There you go.
I'm great at math. He was pretty good.
He split the atom. You made him believe the show. Same thing.
I talk to myself all the time just to make sure you answer. That sounds like Bette Midler.
That's Yogi Berra.
Is it?
No, I don't know. But it sounds like Yogi Berra. When I said it, you believed it.
I did because he had some. We should have Yogi Berra quotes sometime. That guy was amazing.
He was.
I talk to myself all the time just to make sure you answer.
That's from the great book, The Tao of Yogi.
What's that, Steve?
It's just make sure you answer.
Oh, just make sure you answer. Oh, geez, that's my ADD. Let me repeat this the correct way. Thank you, Steve. I talk to myself all the time. Just make sure you answer.
Sounds like a three-way call. But
I don't think I'm going to
talk.
understand.
Like, I'm going to talk. And when it
It
rings,
could be
you
him.
answer.
It's very
but don't
commanding.
talk.
I don't think I'm going to understand that quote unless I know it's Gandhi.
Wow, okay.
Matthew
Okay.
McConaughey.
I don't even get that quote.
I don't get it either.
I get it.
No.
You get it, Steve? What does it mean?
Yeah, we had the same
He's
way.
thinking out aloud, but
Oh, just make sure you answer, not me. Is that what it means?
it could, I think
know
there's different ways you could take the
Susanna
quote.
knows.
What do you think, Susanna? Can't hear you.
You're on
You're
mute.
mute.
He just wants attention. He talks to himself all the time, just so people say, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah. That could be one of them. Yeah.
It's funny. You got the same accent. She's got the same accent.
I try.
All
Okay.
right, next one. Do we have any more? I really should know the list of these.
That's okay, Danny.
It's been a long week.
That's all of them.
Okay.
That's all. Okay.
You get lists all the time. Just make sure you check them.
Okay, awesome. So, Karith, where can people find you, your book? What do you want to promote?
Absolutely. Well, I'm doing a ton of things. Obviously, we didn't have as much time, but one of the things that I do is I take educational programming to colleges, universities, even corporations, redefining how we talk and have this conversation about diversity. And I actually coined the term and trademarked the word inversity, because I think it's really important that instead of working from the outside in, like we've been trying, we work from the inside out. But part of inversity is shifting from what separates and divides us, like traditional D&I does, to what do we have in common? How can we be truly inclusive of one another? But most importantly, and this is critical, how can we be introspective, meaning understanding your value, your worth, your connection to humanity? Because when you can see those things in yourself, that's when you can see them in someone else. And perfect or happy is part of that experience of going inward and understanding your value and your worth. And so this coming, December 30th, Wednesday, I'm hosting a 2-hour workshop. I call it Give Yourself the Gift of GIST, GYST, which stands for Get Your Shit Together. Because a lot of us are caught up, like you're saying, in this mire of, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have the wherewithal, like this perfection paralysis. So it's about getting out of your head and getting out of your way. And that can be found on karith.com, actually, or perfectorhappy.com. And there's not too many Kariths out there. So if you just even Google Karith, my website will come up. All my handles are at Karith Foster.
That's awesome. I mean, that sounds amazing. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always caught up in my head. It's a very difficult thing when you have ADHD. So it's something I definitely should take. Do me a favor, put that in the chat, by the way, so that in the private chat, any links you ladies would like to we're going to have them on the end of the video, and we're going to upload it to YouTube. So now you said there was other things you wanted to talk about. What other things do you have still? There was a couple other things.
Oh, I just spewed it all out just now.
It was awesome. I mean,
because it's not like, I don't know how long you got to go on. I love talking to you. I'll talk to you again. I'll come back again. It's all good.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's so how just really quickly tell me, how would you harness someone and get them to start thinking that way? I mean,
well, one of the tenets that I try to really just embed in people's psyche is this idea that we are all in this together. And I loved how you used the word love earlier. And a lot of times I think people think of love as just like this romantic idea. It's so unfortunate that in the English language, we just have one word, where the Greeks have multiple words for different types of love. But love is really this overall thing that connects us, that we lets us know that we're from the same source, right? When we can actually connect to it. And the idea of talking about love, and especially in a corporate setting, that's very foreign. And a lot of people think, oh, you're such an idealist, and it's a little foo-foo. But the reality is, it's not just about getting people in their heads, it's about reaching them in their hearts. Because the heart, they call the heart the little brain, because it has over 40,000 neuroreceptors, and it can think and feel and reason independently from the brain. So the work that I do, which I love being able to infuse comedy into it, because you both, Kevin and Danny, as comics, we have to reach people almost instantly. And we have to do it by not just getting them to open up, but knowing that we relate to them. Yeah. And I think that's been one of the main reasons why, again, I've had this incredible success, and why people have been so receptive to this message. Because people, let's face it, they are diversity fatigued. Yep. And it's, and when you get the same thing, you're doing it the same way over and over again, it's like yelling louder at a deaf person. We got to do something different. And that's what inversity is about. So I love it. I love it. No, it's one of the things I've talked about this on previous shows is before COVID hit, one of the things I was doing was I was connecting with people on a personal level in a way I never had before. And what I would do is I'd approach someone at a bar, sing karaoke, whatever. I start talking to them, but then I'd ask them real questions. And then all of a sudden, when I get them to really start talking, I put my hand on the shoulder and say, hey, guess what?
we're having a real conversation. And all of a sudden their eyes would just light up and they'd be like, oh my God, you're right. This is amazing. We're really talking. I'm not just scanning the room for someone to hook up with and you know what I mean? And I see you and I hear you and we're really talking to each other and you really give a shit about what I'm saying and who I am.
That connection is everything. It's
really
everything. And there's a deficit of that right now, especially not just because of social distancing. You know, even before Corona hit, there was a deficit of connecting because people were just online, you know, arguing and getting caught up and wrapped up in their egos versus, you know, having conscious empathy, active listening, responsible reactions, and environmental awareness or care, like caring. And that's what I say I want people to do. I want you to care about yourself and about others.
Yeah.
It's like road rage. When you take away that first layer of personal connection where people are a little more distanced, it amps up the level of passion and in many cases negatively.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the same basic concept.
Yeah, the disconnection is what causes the rage. Because you're imagining this person that's not there.
Yeah.
And you're transferring all your past experiences, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, we could go on and on, but I just wanted to thank you so much, Karith.
I love you. It's great
I
to
love you
see
too.
you.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
It's been so much fun. Thank you.
You're going to be back on the show for sure, and I'm thank you so much. And guys, please share everything we're going to put in the description. And I'd like to thank both ladies for being on the show tonight. They're genuine human beings, and I'm grateful to know them. So thank you so much.
Fun show. Thank you.
All right, guys, this has been our show. Kevin, I think we did good. We went a little long, but you know.
We did. We had some technological glitches too, but here we are. Fun show.
I always blame you.
Well, it's a live show. Live is you're walking on a tightrope anytime you do something live.
But guys, we're on Patreon. Check it out. Danny McDermott show. You can find it on there. We'll have it in the links. Thank you guys so much. Peace and see you next week.
Nope.